The airship creaked and groaned, buffeted by winds that threatened to rip it from the sky. Rain lashed against the windows, obscuring the already cloudy vision of the storm-tossed sea below. Inside, nestled amongst crates and barrels, sat four figures, their faces illuminated by the flickering light of a lantern. They were an unlikely quartet, bound together not by blood or circumstance, but by a singular purpose. There was Kellan, the human rogue, his lithe form coiled like a spring, ever ready to move. Beside him, Atros, the dwarven cleric, his face a mask of grim determination. Opposite them sat Zira, her lithe feline form blending seamlessly with the shadows. And finally, perched on a crate, was Orion, the elven ranger, his sharp eyes scanning the gloom outside. They had come together at the behest of an old ally, Jorah seeking the lost crown of the very essence of the sea's power, but their journey had been fraught with peril, and now, with the storm showing no signs of abating, they were at the mercy of the tempest. "We can't stay up here," Kellan said, his voice tight. "If the storm breaks, we'll be tossed about like a ship full of sacks of potatoes." "Aye, and none too gently, mind you," Atros added, his deep voice rumbling like distant thunder. Orion, who had been silent until now, spoke in his clear, ringing voice. "We must find shelter. There's an island up ahead. I can see the trees." Zira, who had been gazing intently at the swirling mists outside, suddenly perked up. "Look, a break in the clouds! We might be able to land on the peak of that headland. It's a long shot, but it's our best chance." The airship groaned again, this time in response to a particularly violent gust of wind. The others, tense with anticipation, watched as Kira put her plan into action. She rose to her feet and with fluid grace began to weave a spell, her hands moving in intricate patterns. The air shimmered around her, and for a moment the storm seemed to quieten in response. With a final flourish, she threw her arms wide and a surge of raw magic erupted from her, forcing its way into the cracks in the windows, driving back the encroaching darkness. The others cried out as the wind, as if an answer to her call, suddenly veered, giving Orion just enough purchase to steer the airship towards the sliver of blue sky above. Hope surged through the companions. One by one, they began to chant, their voices rising in a powerful chorus, bolstering Kira's fading magic. Slowly, agonizingly, the airship began to climb, battling its way upwards towards the sliver of light. Just when it seemed they had battled their way through the worst of the storm, another bolt of lightning split the sky, striking the mast and sending the whole craft shuddering. A collective gasp escaped their lips as the rigging swayed dangerously, threatening to bring down the whole ship with it. But then something incredible happened. As if in response to the ship's peril, the sea itself seemed to reach up, sending a mighty wave crest towering high above the others to catch the airship as it fell. For a heart-stopping moment, they were suspended in mid-air, tossed on the crest of the wave like flotsam on a raging torrent. Then, as suddenly as it had risen, the wave fell, crashing down onto the waiting sea. And when it fell, it revealed something that made the companions gasp in unison. In the center of the wave, resting on the now calm surface of the sea, was a vast, shimmering crown. Its pearls and precious gems, momentarily disturbed, now glittered like captured stars. As if sensing their gaze, the crown began to glow, pulsing with a soft inner light. Without a word, the companions knew what they had to do. With renewed energy, they fought their way through the remaining scraps of the storm, reaching the crown just as the sun began its slow journey above the horizon. But as they closed in on their prize, a dark shape rose from the depths, its eyes blazing with malevolent light. The companions were ready. However, years of adventuring had taught them the value of preparation, and they had taken every chance to ready themselves for this moment. With a nod to his companions, Kellan drew his sword, its tip flashing in the dawning light. The battle for the crown, for the fate of the seas themselves, had begun.